Looking for work? Ah, well. I recently approached Sibby Blackbriar about buying Frost, one of the finest breeding horses in Skyrim. He agreed to sell. I paid Sibby half the cost of Frost up front, but before he could deliver, Maven had him locked up. Sibby believes this exempts him from our deal. It does not. I want you to talk to Sibby for me. Then I want you to bring me Frost and the lineage papers that prove the horse's worth. Ah, you're a smart woman. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Head to the Riften jail and talk to Sibby. Get him to tell you where Frost and his lineage papers are and bring them to me outside Riften. You'll be well paid for your time. I'm not exactly comfortable around guards or jails. Definitely not when associates of mine have been locked up. No, I'll meet you outside of town.
Okay.
I'll meet you outside of town.
Well, well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? I've always got time for lovely ladies.
Yeah, I was sent by Louis.
Ah, and let me guess. He wants his horse. Well, that's going to be a bit of a problem. You see, I don't really outright own Frost. That is correct. You see, Frost belongs to the Blackbriar estate. Technically, everything in the estate is owned by my mother, Maven. My plan was to take the horse from our lodge and deliver it to Letrush at the stables. Obviously, that didn't exactly work out as I'd planned. Still, I don't want to cross Letrush. Tell you what, steal the horse and deliver it, and you can have the second half of the payment. Sure, take advantage of the guy in jail. Okay, fine, I can make the deal sweeter. I obviously don't have anything here, but there's a hidden stash in the lodge. And I did manage to hold on to the key. Take it.
All right.
I believe Brynjolf wishes to speak with you. We're done here.
Are you aware there's a plot to steal Frost?
Don't tell me. Sibby and Luis Letrush? Well, Sibby is in jail, and Letrush is certainly welcome to try. My hired help is more than a match for him.
Actually, he wants me to steal the horse.
Really? Now that is interesting. Then you should know that Louis and I have a certain history. Tell you what, go along with his plans for now. I'll keep an eye on you both, and when the time is right, I'll settle accounts with Louis.
You won't leave here alive! Just give up! I'll rip your heart out! Prepare to die!
Damn it. I will see you dead.
Damn you!
You won't leave here alive.
You won't leave Skyrim alive! Prepare to die!
I'll kill you if I have to.
Dead! Dead! I love a death! You won't get the best of me!
You're dead. You hear me? Dead!
I'll rip your heart out!
That's fun. I will destroy you.
You won't leave here alive!
While you still can.
That's what you want! Victory! No! Pay for that!
Really? Oh, nice. I have a weaponry texture installed for the orcish weapons. They look a lot better than whatever Bethesda thought how they look. Plus, orcs are supposed to be some of the best smiths in the Empire.
Let's make the exchange. Yes, yes, here it is. I think I'd best be off now.
This temple is dedicated to Mara, and the light of love she shines on us all. I'm only a humble acolyte, though. If you wish to avail yourself of Mara's blessing, you should speak with Denya Balu or Maramal. Good day.
Greetings, traveler. My name is Jade. I offer you Mara's blessing, that her light may guide you on the... Ugh, who am I kidding? You'll end up like all the rest. Oh, you must be new to Riften. Well, if you're looking for marital guidance, I suggest you speak to Maramal or Dinya. I can't seem to get a single soul into Mara's embrace. I think I'm cursed.
Wait. Away with you, Banshee. No, what do you mean cursed?
As acolytes of Mara, we're supposed to put those who've lost their way back on the path toward true love. But I can't seem to keep a single couple together.
You don't have to be a matchmaker. You can just pass out Dinya's letters.
That's exactly the problem. I love Dinya, but I'd rather scrub the floors with my tongue than pass out another one of her obnoxious letters. She's already passing some of Brielle's work on to me so he can focus on marital guidance. No, I've got to make this whole matchmaker thing work.
You seem less devout than the other priests I've met.
Is it that obvious? I suppose the name's a dead giveaway, too. Well, it's not exactly a secret around here, so I might as well tell you. I used to be a member of the Thieves Guild. Well, I didn't really have much use for my old name, so when I met Sapphire, I decided to change my name, too. Green eyes, Jade. It doesn't take a college mage to figure out that gems make pretty names for girls.
There must be a reason why you still use that name.
That's how most people in Riften know me. Dinya suggests that I drop the name as a symbolic gesture, but I feel like that would be running away from who I was, and what I've done.
What did you do in it?
Do you want the short answer, or the long one?
Take your time.
It all goes back to my childhood. For most people, it always does. I grew up an only child, and I don't just mean siblings. I didn't have any contact with other children. So when I joined the guild, I felt like they were the brothers, sisters, and friends I never had. When I was a child, my parents would lock me in the library and make me study. That was the extent of their parenting. But I'd always find a way out. Sometimes the books even helped. The most expensive ones money could buy. Again, parenting with money. But I learned every lock, even the dwarven ones, has a weakness. After a while, not only could I exit the library, but enter the armory, and when I was ready, escape the city entirely.
Tell me about your childhood.
We lived in a house as big as a palace, but it felt so empty. Every day I'd sit in my room, listening to the other children playing outside. It was like slow torture. So one day I ran down the stairs and sprinted past the gate guard, just following those peals of laughter. That was the thing. When I found them, I thought they'd let me join in, but they wanted nothing to do with me. Does it matter? all it was another rejection. They had me pick locks. I was good at that, but bad at dealing with the consequences. Well, I didn't want to steal from people, but I also didn't want to betray my new friends. So at first, I'd do the job and leave the mark a bit of gold. But a lot of these items were sentimental. They meant something. I could tell, just by looking at their faces the next day. That hurt more than anything. One day, Vex asked me to do a heist job at the Temple of Mara. She didn't tell me what it was I was stealing, just that it was valuable. That night, Dinya and Marimal were at the Bee and Barb, preaching to the patrons. Brielle was showing the temple to a young couple. I stole away into the back, where the living quarters are, if you could call them that. These were not people of wealth. The items Vex wanted weren't even in a strong box. They were on a dresser, right next to a bouquet of flowers. They were wedding rings. When I realized that's what Vex wanted, my heart stopped. I couldn't do it. It seemed wrong. I quit, right then and there. I threw off my hood, cursed Vex, and turned around. That's when I saw Dinya, standing in the doorway. And she did what she always does. What I always needed, but never got from my mother. She hugged me, and I knew then I'd found a home. I know the difference between luck and curses. Bad luck is rain at a picnic, ataxia on your first date. Bad luck can throw love off course, but it can't capsize a ship the way a curse can. Well, take Aaron, for instance. A dashing man saves the life of a beautiful warrior in a story fit for the tales. Not only that, but he gets her to move in with him. At this point, the wedding's just a formality. Well, the first mistake was he asked for my counsel. His second mistake was following it. Literally. When I said don't leave her side, I didn't mean her backside. A man has to lead. Somehow the poor soul managed to gain her confidence, her trust, her friendship, but not her love.
Well, yeah, I do take her as a companion when I do her quests, but...
You sound awfully pleased about that. Is there something I should know? Wait, don't tell me. I'd just ruin it.
Regardless, some people aren't compatible. It's not your fault.
Tell that to Sodrin. He still blames me for ruining his chances with Helga, as if that weren't his own fault. Helga likes big, strong men. As for Sodrin, well, the other day I think I hurt my shoulder just looking at him. Well, there's Sviti. She sought Mara's blessing to guide her marriage with Sibi. Even I saw that one coming, although not the murder part. Then there's Svana, who suffers from the same disease that Sviti did. She also wants Mara's blessing. Why can't Sibi's lovers go to Brielle for once?
Well, Sviti is no longer in the picture because of me and Sibi and a contract we made. She's don't worry about Sviti, Jade. She's kind of disappeared for the foreseeable future.
I know. Sodrin blames me too for ruining his chances with Helga. Although I'm not sure his intentions are completely honorable. I don't think a person in love would keep commenting on the generousness of Mara's bosom. Though, to be frank, it is quite large. Unseemly so.
Wow.
Okay.
That is funny. Okay, I'll be back for
Mara
you.
protect you.
I'll be back. That is just hilarious.
You're a stranger here too, huh?
You're not from Riften.
I've been adventuring across Tamriel since I was a fresh-faced young woman barely able to swing a blade. My travels have taken me from High Rock to Valenwood, Elsewhere to Morrowind, and all points in between.
So why are you here then?
Many years ago, I lost my blade, Ep.7, within a Dwemer ruin. I took it as a sign that I was wasting my days in search of wealth. You and I are alike. We seek challenge and great fortune. But for me, that's where the similarities end. You see, Riften is my great beast to be slain, and my fortune comes from gratitude and trust. Maven Blackbriar, the matriarch of the family, represents everything that's wrong with this city. She's bribed countless officials, has friends back in the Imperial City, and freely associates with the Thieves' Guild. I've tried everything I can to protect Riften's citizens from her family, but to no avail.
Who else is in the family?
Well, there is Ingun Blackbriar, Maven's daughter. Strange girl. She likes to spend time down in Elgrim's elixirs working on her alchemy. Then you have Hemming, Maven's son. Spoiled brat and heir to her empire. He follows her word like a loyal dog follows its master. And finally, Sibi, the worst of all of them. He's in Riften jail for murder.
Oh, okay.
Safe travels.
I see you trying to smile. And you are stuck in the chair.
You have some nerve coming back here after what you did to Kirava.
It's only business, dude. Calm down.
Need something?
You look like you could use a drink. What do you say to some cheap mead? I'm selling the best mead in town for cheap. Interested?
It depends. You wouldn't happen to know an idiot named Valen dressed from Oblivion, would you? Because I'm looking for him. You're selling cheap mead?
No, friend. You've got it all wrong. I'm not selling cheap mead. I'm selling good mead for cheap. Blackbriar mead. I sell cases of it for half of what the inns and taverns pay through the meadery. All I need is someone to deliver it for me. If anyone saw me leave Riften, they get suspicious.
What kind?
I need someone to take this small keg of Blackbriar mead to Wilhelm at the Vilmer Inn in Iverstead. Drop it off, and he'll trade you something for the delivery. Keep it as payment for the legwork. Oh, and if you bump into Indaren from the meadery, keep your mouth shut. He'd rat us out in a second.
Alright.
Good. Now get going.
So you work for the meadery?
Sure. How do you think I get my hands on the good stuff and offer it so cheap? You think old Maven is just giving it away to anyone? Good thing she makes so much money. Makes it easier for merchandise like this to fall through the cracks.
Ha! Nice.
Remember, keep this to yourself.
Huh? What do you want?
What kind of trouble are you in?
I owe a great deal of money to someone, and I think they cheated me. I don't know what to do.
Tell me the details.
I was able to work out a deal with the stables in Whiterun to sell me some of their tack and harnesses. I borrowed some gold from Sapphire to pay for the shipment, but it got robbed before it even arrived. Now Sapphire wants her money back, and if I don't pay her, I think she's going to kill me.
Oh, hey, I can help you.
You will? Oh, thank you.
So you work for the stables?
Yes. Hofgreer took me in when I arrived in Riften about a year ago. He's been teaching me everything he knows. Horses are my whole life. Back in Hammerfell, I helped my family raise horses at our farm. I hope to open my own stables one day. But I think it's going to take a lot longer than I expected.
Yeah.
Be careful with Sapphire. She mixes with all sorts of nasty people.
Yeah, you don't say.
If you've got the coin, you've come to the right place. Pull up a seat.
Back off. This action's all mine. No room for anyone else in the guild on this one. Why should I bother? I've already made a bunch of coin off of his shipments, so anything else I squeeze out of him would be a bonus. Oh, wait a second. I see what this is. You want me to cut you in, or you'll rat me out to Brynjolf. Tell you what, I'll give you a share right now if you forget the whole thing.
Got a deal.
Now you're talking. Oh, if you see Shadra, remind him he still owes me that debt. Maybe I'll see you around the guild.